Imagine this: a lone figure dressed in darkness rising above the crime-ridden streets of Gotham, unwavering and unstoppable. That's Batman, a mere mortal, but one who's transformed himself into the ultimate weapon, using nothing but his unbreakable willpower and relentless training. Now ask yourself, if you had to go through what he did, if you were pushed to the brink of both mind and body, could you survive Batman's training? Batman isn't your typical superhero. He has no superpowers, no alien strength, no magic abilities. What he does have? The pinnacle of human conditioning. His mind and body are sculpted by years of extreme, almost torturous training. Imagine a combination of Navy SEAL endurance, Olympic-level gymnastics, and the precision of a professional fighter, all while carrying the mental burden of intense psychological discipline. Batman's training demands a level of commitment most people can't even imagine. Ready to step inside his world? Let's start with the mind. The greatest challenge in Batman's training isn't physical, it's mental. To him, pain is just a whisper, exhaustion is merely a test. He pushes himself into a zone where others would break, fueled by his iron will. Think about it. Meditating under freezing waterfalls, enduring sensory deprivation, training in pitch-black darkness to sharpen his senses. He's learned to silence fear, to ignore fatigue, and to push past every human limitation. Could you stare down your worst fears again and again until they become fuel instead of obstacles? Batman does this daily, refining his mind into a tool as sharp as a sword, unbreakable under pressure. This isn't just about lifting weights or running miles. It's about controlling your mind to conquer everything in your path. Now let's dive into the physical aspect. Batman's workout is a fusion of combat, endurance, and strength training. Each day, he subjects his body to a brutal regimen designed to transform him into a living weapon. Imagine starting the morning with a 10-mile sprint just to warm up. After that, it's straight into martial arts training: boxing, Muay Thai, Krav Maga. He trains in over 127 martial arts to master every move, counter, and strike. Following hours of hand-to-hand combat, Batman's strength training begins. Picture endless sets of push-ups, pull-ups, and core work. Imagine the weight of the body armor he trains in, forcing his muscles to adapt to high resistance. He doesn't just work out to look strong. He needs real, functional power that can throw villains like Bane across the room. Now ask yourself, could you train with such intensity day after day, knowing that even a single missed day means weakness that could one day cost you your life? But raw strength and fighting skills alone aren't enough. Batman's conditioning surpasses the endurance levels of the best marathon runners, the stamina of elite swimmers. Batman endures hour-long breath-hold exercises, deep dives under ice-cold waters, and cross-country sprints with no rest. Think about the lactic acid, the muscle pain, the breathlessness. Most people would crumble under this type of exertion. Batman's lungs have been trained to inhale sharply, conserve oxygen, and keep him moving for hours under extreme conditions. He can't afford fatigue. Every step, every breath is fine-tuned, controlled. Imagine your lungs burning, heart racing, sweat dripping, but having to keep pushing. This is Batman's baseline. Batman's martial arts training isn't just about strength. He trains for absolute precision. Every move he makes is calculated, every punch intended to disable or disarm in an instant. He isn't training to spar. He's training to win decisively, every time. Hours of repetition, perfecting every angle, refining every technique. He learns to read his opponents like books, using their every move against them. Mastering a single martial art is impressive. Batman has mastered hundreds, often practicing 2 or 3 fighting styles in a single day. And here's the key. He trains himself to keep his heart rate steady, to maintain complete composure. He's calm in the chaos. Could you hold your nerve, react in an instant, and stay in control, even when your life depends on it? Now let's talk about Batman's gear. It's not just for show. His gadgets demand as much skill as his physical training. Imagine learning to handle batarangs, smoke bombs, grappling hooks, all with pinpoint accuracy. Batman spends countless hours training to use his tools in real-world combat. Knowing each gadget's weight, speed, and limitations, it's not enough for him to throw a batarang. He has to hit his target exactly as planned every single time. That's thousands of throws, hundreds of drills, no excuses, no misses. Would you have the patience and discipline to perfect even the smallest of tools? Even with all the physical rigor, Batman's greatest strength lies in his emotional control. He's honed his mind against anger, pain, and even loneliness. He's fought through the darkest nights, training himself not just to endure but to thrive in solitude. Batman confronts his fears, his past, his traumas, over and over, until they become his power. He doesn't train just to fight. He trains to stay composed in any situation. When things go wrong, when allies are lost, when plans crumble, he is ready. Could you maintain the same resilience? Could you carry the weight of a city's hope on your shoulders without breaking? So could you survive Batman's training plan? Remember, it's not about having extraordinary talent or superhuman strength. Batman's path requires unwavering dedication, extreme discipline, and a mindset that never falters. It's the relentless pursuit of mastery, a life that leaves no room for weakness or fear. Maybe you're inspired to try, or maybe you're just in awe. Either way, Batman's journey reminds us that greatness isn't granted. It's earned through the hardest trials and the darkest nights. Now, the question remains, are you ready to push beyond your limits? Could you endure Batman's training and come out stronger on the other side?